Hey, what's up? This is Tashi the Monster, and today I'm going to be showing you how to tape tapers. Taping tapers is not difficult. I've only seen one other video on YouTube of somebody taping an actual taper. Um, for those of you who do not know what a taper is, but obviously if you're watching this video, you should. But if you should be, if you're not one of the people who know what tapers are, I'm gonna show you what a taper is. This is a taper. Okay. This is what taper looks like. Alright, this is a taper. Okay, this is not the taper that we're going to be taping because my ears are not that big. We're going to be taping a 6 gauge blue acrylic taper. Okay, and you see where it cuts off at? That's what we're going to be taping around, the thickest part. Now, this is way more tape than I absolutely need around this, but that's just pretty much to give me some extra safety just in case it's a little bit too far up in my ear or a little bit close up. That's the only reason why there's so much tape on it, because in all reality I need about half of this tape because my ear is not that thick to begin with. Okay, so the materials that you'll need are tape of some kind. I'm using electrical tape just because I have electrical tape. You can use bondage tape or PFT tape. It doesn't matter. Um, some form of sharp scissors. Um, scissors. Um, it doesn't matter what type, and of course the taper that you're taping. Now, I'm gonna say this now. When it comes down to taping, like right now, this taper right here, this one has 4 pieces of tape wrapped around it as is. This is my left ear. It was very loose in my ear, so I kept taping until it wasn't loose anymore. It doesn't hurt to get in, but I just kept taping until it's not loose anymore. This one, on the other hand, only has 2 pieces of tape around it. It's about to have a third one because I'm about to tape this one. I'm gonna tape both of them, but this one has 2 pieces of tape. So I'm warning you, sometimes one of your ears will be able to, take more tape than the other one. Just go progressively with your ear. But I would say don't go so far ahead to where this one is already up a size and you're still on the same size with this one. Obviously, if you had more tape around this one, then the hole is bigger. But don't, like, I would just say let this one chill. The bigger one, just chill out until you can get this one up there, because then you can move ahead at the same time. Okay. Another thing I'm gonna say about, once again, in my other video before this, I mentioned this about electrical tape. Some people are allergic to it, so I'm not going to sit here and recommend it, but I'm using it. I'm not saying that people don't use it, because a lot of people on here on YouTube and a lot of people that I know who are gauging their ears also use it as well, but I'm not recommending it, just for the simple fact of the matter is I do not want somebody to be all up in my comment box talking about how, or inboxing me or some shit talking about how I cause them to have their ears fall out. Now, how many times should you wrap a day? I would say try to wrap once a day, once every 2 days. It really depends on you. I know some people who put a wrap on in the morning and put a wrap on at night. Me personally, I can't do that, especially with my right ear. It's not happening. It's not happening at all. Okay, so let's get started. So first, what you want to do is take out your tapers or your gauges, but in this case it's a taper, and you want to get your tape, find the place where it begins at. Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find where it begins at. It's getting me. Okay, got it. So you want to find where it begins at. Okay, and you want to pull it up some. Okay, make it a little bit longer than what you think you will need, just in case. um, you take the taper, and where the seam is on your, if you already been taping, if you haven't been taping, you shouldn't have a seam, but put the tape a little bit overlapping the seam so it covers the seam. Okay, Hold on a second. Oh. So it's covering the seam like so. Now, does this have to be perfect? No. Smooth it down as you go. Now, when you get to the end, it's not at the end yet, but keep rolling. Okay. When you get to the end, you want to cut at an angle. See? You see it? How it's rolled at an angle? You want to cut at an angle. So take your scissors, and this is where having a little bit extra comes about. And cut. Okay? See now, it covers it perfectly. Now you want to get out all the little bubbles or whatever. Okay? So, here's our first one. Taped up 5 times. Okay. Here is our second one, the one with the hard ear, only taped up twice. It's about to be taped up a 3rd time. Okay, so you do the same process over with this one. Okay, it's being a little difficult. So match up the seams, overlap it slightly, just so you don't have like this continuous seam thing going on throughout it. Roll it. Okay, now, like I said, cut at an angle. And there you go. This one's wrapped 3 times, and this one is wrapped 5 times. You can visibly see the difference in them. Okay. Now, if it's hard for you to get these in at first, because it might be, use some holy butter or some cocoa butter, vitamin E oil, whatever you prefer to use. But no, don't just shove these through your ears. Okay. You're gonna, after they get a certain thickness, you're gonna have to start treating them as plugs and not as tapers. Even though they do have this little piece sticking out, you're not gonna be able to put them through like this, because there's no way in hell that's going to work. Now, I'm going to say this was contrasting between me and the other girl who has a video of her taping her taper. She taped the whole taper. I'm not doing that, because to me that doesn't make any sense, because this is not going in your ear. That's like, it's just, this does not, like, it's not as, even though it is smooth, but it does catch. So with that said, there's no point in taping this all up, because it's going to be very painful for you to try and get it through, even if you are moving relatively slowly. Okay, so that is the difference. But if you watch her video, that is the difference between the two. Okay, well, I hope this was helpful. Leave comments, rate, subscribe. If you have any questions, just inbox me. You can follow me on Twitter at TashiTheMonster.com. You can find me on Facebook at Tashi Jupiter Love Dickerson, or at Tashi Toxic Tantrums. Okay? Have a nice day. Smooches.